Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we join Mayor Brad Cohn and members of the Township Council and Chamber of Commerce at the grand opening and ribbon cutting of Metro Diner on Route 18 as we check out East Brunswick's newest restaurant. Then we welcome representatives from the upcoming 45th Annual New Jersey Folk Festival to the studio as they provide an overview of the events taking place at the festival. We visit the Community Arts Center, where the mayor and Playhouse 22 executive producer Adam Neary discussed the new program, Summer Stage Under the Stars, that will bring Footloose to the outdoor amphitheater at the Arts Center. All this, plus we welcome oncologist Dr. Michael Nissenblatt to the studio to talk about an upcoming presentation he will give at the East Brunswick Community Arts Center. So stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
Thanks everybody for coming out today. As usual, every time we open up a new store in East Brunswick, it's a big day for East Brunswick and a big day for the township. And as most of you probably know, this whole area is slated to be the epicenter of redevelopment over the next couple of years. So that's only good for all of you because I think that the opportunities will be even greater. But if you look at the sign of East Brunswick, we have three things that are important to us: our schools, our community, and our commerce. And they're all three equal important parts of the town that make each one better. So to the extent that you help us, we will help you, and at the end of the day, we just want great success for East Brunswick and for you, because I think they're all on the same page.
I just want to welcome you to the community here. I know you folks have come a long way here, and we're glad to see that you're the first Metro Diner in New Jersey. And being that East Brunswick is it, we love the fact that, just to remind everybody out there that East Brunswick is a crown jewel of Middlesex County, and you being here is part of that, and we wish you well. And I just want to introduce the rest of our council here. We have Council Vice President Jimmy Wendell, Councilman Kevin McAvoy, Councilwoman Sharon Sullivan. And welcome to the community.
Thank you.
With that said, shall we do this together?
Yes, sir.
All right. There you go. We're here today at the opening of Metro Diner. We couldn't be happier for Mike and Jen Colleen, who are the owners, right? And had a little soft opening over the weekend, so we got a chance to taste the food. I was working on my treadmill all weekend just to burn off what I gained just this past weekend alone. But the food is phenomenal. Maybe if you can, for residents who don't know, talk a little bit about what type of food is here, where you're located, the hours of operation, so that we can get as many people from East Brunswick and around the adjoining areas and our neighboring towns to come here too.
Great. Absolutely, love to. So our food is more of a southern flair. Our company was founded in Jacksonville, Florida. So we have menu items like shrimp and grits. We also have the chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles are just scrumptious. We take the chicken, we brine it for 24 hours, and we marinate it for 24 hours, even before it's served to our guests. It's really a terrific dish. So a lot of our dishes are huge portions. If you leave the diner and you're still hungry, it's your own fault. So we're real excited about being here in East Brunswick. Jennifer and I live right here in the area. We're local. We're happy to be part of the community. We're located 269 Route 18. If anybody knows where the Hong Kong supermarket, the Popeyes and the Burger King, the old Citibank building close to the Turnpike. That's where we're at. Our hours are 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., except for Sundays we close at 8 p.m. We're the first Metro Diner in New Jersey. This is actually the 70th Metro Diner, so you can look us up. We were on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Guy Fieri, so if you want to look that episode up on YouTube, you can go ahead and see it. And you'll see what we're all about if you wanted to look at that as well.
Great.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite dish?
Gosh, they're all so good, but I love the chicken and waffles.
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. I like to say that Metro Diner in East Brunswick is we brought the South to East Brunswick. When you walk in the doors, the hospitality, the food is unbelievable. You're going to have a great time.
Yes.
talk a little bit about the soft opening that you had this weekend. I know that there was a large fundraiser for the Elks and some of their causes that they support.
Right.
Maybe a little bit about how that turned out?
Yeah, sure. So when we open up a Metro Diner, we partner with a local charity so that we could, intro ourselves into the community, but also have people come in and try our food, and they had a chance to eat at no charge. So if we made a mistake, people didn't get real mad at us like that. We did two charities. We had the service dog for veterans, and then we also had Camp Moore in North Jersey for special needs children. So folks came out, they made a donation to the charities, and then they had a meal on Metro Diner for coming out and supporting the charity. And I'm happy to say we raised $13,250 for these two charities to be able to use their monies to continue growing.
That's great. That's such a noble thing. We really
Yes.
appreciate
Yes.
that effort, and we like the fact that our businesses, again, like we mentioned earlier, are integral part of our town. So, welcome to East Brunswick.
Thank you.
Glad
Thank
to be
you so
here.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mayor. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Angus Chris Gillespie, your host on East Brunswick Television, and we're here today to talk about the upcoming New Jersey Folk Festival. It's going to take place on Saturday, April 27th, from 10 in the morning till 6 in the evening, rain or shine. It takes place on the Douglas campus of Rutgers University, specifically on the Eagleton Institute lawn, which is not too far from Sears. It's located at George Street and Writers Lane at the intersection there. And we're celebrating the 45th anniversary this year, so we're going to be focused on some of the best ethnic acts from the past few years. And I have with us two students from Rutgers University. We have Jacob Torpy and Ben Asher. Jake, what is your job on the Folk Festival?
So this year my job is to be the web and program book coordinator. So basically I run the festival's website, update it with all the performers, all the craft vendors we have, the food vendors, as well as create a program book for the website that has basically everything about the festival that year, all the acts with descriptions of them, so we never, lose the information of every festival, as well as I create a program sheet that we hand out at the festival for just like a little synopsis of what people can expect.
And is this your first year on the festival?
No, this is actually my third year on the festival.
Wow. What were your previous jobs?
Last year I did the food vendor coordinating, so I just contacted all the food vendors we had at the festival.
How many food vendors do you generally have?
We usually have around 19 to 20
Yeah.
of all different types of food, so everyone can find something that they...
And they're craft vendors as well, right?
Yes, we
How
have
many
a-
craft vendors usually?
We normally have around 100 craft vendors,
Wow,
with all
okay.
with unique folk art.
Cool. Ben, what's your job?
Yeah, so as Pylon stage coordinator, it's our one of our more intimate stages that we have, where we have mostly acoustic performances that happen there. So my job is to sort of facilitate all the performances that are happening there, and also sort of facilitate the veterans recognition ceremonies that will be taking place there as well.
So is it fair to say that this is more low-key than the main stage?
Yes, you could definitely have a lot more of an intimate setting there.
Okay.
And it'll be a really great opportunity for people to come and sort of enjoy the more acoustic music
So these
selections.
are
we
sort of
have.
like workshops?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
definitely.
So Jake, what are we doing about turkey this year? I
Yeah.
remember that was a theme a couple years back.
Yeah, I think it was actually 2 years ago. So this year we're showcasing Aytekin Senular. He plays the kanun from Turkey. He's a famous Turkish musician, and the kanun is kind of like a laptop harp. It has 72 tones, and it's a really beautiful instrument.
Sort of like a zither.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be great to have him at the festival performing his music. He's been doing it ever since he was a little kid.
In Turkey?
In Turkey, yeah, he took his father's and uncle's
Wow.
kanun classes and learned from them, and
So
went on to
it's a
be
tradition that's
professional.
been passed down in his family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's definitely an expert, and he's definitely going to put on a good performance for the festival.
And Ben, what about bluegrass? What are we doing about bluegrass this year?
Yeah, so we have a great performer named Dan O'Day, a very multi-talented musician who plays fiddle, mandolin, guitar, banjo, stand-up bass, and also sings lead and harmony vocals with his band. Dan has performed live on radio with John McEwen and has jammed on stage with great stars such as Pete Seeger and Clarence Clemens of the E Street Band, Tony Trischka, Tom Paxton. You know, he has a great repertoire that he has ready for us.
And I understand he's also the music director for the Folk Festival.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's a really integral part of everything we're doing at New Jersey Folk Festival.
You know what they say about bluegrass musicians? Bluegrass musician is a guy who will drive 300 miles to hear himself play.
Of course.
Yeah. Jake, what are we doing about Native Americans this year?
Yeah, so Native Americans was our theme last year. It's personally one of my favorite themes of the festival. And so this year we're having them back. We're having the Lenni Lenape tribe from South Jersey, the Powhatan tribe from Central Jersey, and the Ramapo from North Jersey. And we're probably going to have them do a panel discussion and discuss you know, all of their traditions, kind of a smaller version of what the festival was last year. And so specifically from the Lenni Lenape, there's going to be demonstrations of drum making and the wampum weaving. The Powhatans are going to talk about how they suffered from their reservation being seized under the Christie administration. And the Ramapo are going to talk about their efforts in their language preservation that they continue to do today.
Ben, what about the maritime aspect?
Yeah, we have a great man coming in to sort of give an insight of the sort of maritime theme that we're having as well. Mr. Sanfilippo, who's a retired professor of maritime history who currently lives in Maine, will be bringing songs of the 19th century Sag Harbor and Greenport whalers to the John German Memorial Library during a program titled "How Many Tale the Music Tells." It's a very interesting program he has ready. He will be making music inspired by the experiences of whalers by using instruments such as banjo, guitar, and concertina. And he wants to open the New Jersey community to the world of whalers, who were, in fact, very complex people.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that he's coming because he's quite famous in maritime circles. I understand that he's often played at the Mystic Seaport in Connecticut with other talented musicians. So about this whole New Jersey Folk Festival, Jake, is this a club? Is it a course? How does it fit into the Rutgers curriculum?
We call it an internship. So the students, you know, it's an internship we do practice professional skills. But it is a class that we take once a week. We learn about folk music, folk art, and then the second half of the class, we do our little business meeting for the planning of the festival. So it's kind of like a half class, half internship.
Okay. Well, I want to remind our viewers, we're talking about the upcoming New Jersey Folk Festival. It's to take place on Saturday, April 27th, 2019. It's on the grounds of the Eagleton Institute on Douglas campus, which is the corner of George Street and Writers Lane. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., rain or shine. It's free to the public, and we're going to be featuring the best of the past. Thank you.
So we're here at the Community Arts Center, and we wanted to talk a little bit about an exciting new program that we're going to be introducing right here in East Brunswick for our residents and for the residents of the surrounding town, and that is a Summer Stage Under the Stars program that will be going on as a pilot this summer. As a way of introduction, we recently put together a Coalition for the Arts, which is a nonprofit organization here in East Brunswick, basically for the sole purpose of trying to fund programs that involve the arts, Human Relations Council, the Arts Commission, our Historical Society, and our museum through dollars that are raised outside of tax dollars. And one of our first projects that we are expecting to launch as a pilot this summer is the Summer Stage Under the Stars. Our first program is going to be Footloose, and Adam's here to talk a little bit about the program. It's part of most of the Rex programs that we do have here in the town involve a lot of work that's done over the summer, and this is going to be in addition to that. Most of you have already expected and have seen a lot of the programs that our department puts on, namely the fireworks in July, the arts program which we do in the spring. We have children's programs that go on during the summer. But most of that is funded with tax dollars. This is something that we're looking to do with generating money outside of that. We've invested significantly to make sure that we have this a successful pilot. The town is already lucky because we have a great program and a great theater here with an outdoor stage that's basically set up for this exact type of venue. And we've invested capital this year in our sound system and in the lighting so that we could make this a success. Maybe if Adam, you could talk a little bit about how that's going to work and timing, logistics, the dates that we've set aside.
Yep. Well, thank you, Mayor, for giving us the opportunity here. With Playhouse 22 in the township in conjunction, we're pleased to present Footloose, which can be performed again outside on the amphitheater.
A play that I think many people know a lot of the music already, so that should be familiar.
Yeah, but it's a definitely familiar musical. It's based on a 1980s movie with Kevin Bacon. It's a good, fun musical to present this pilot program.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be with Playhouse 22 in the township. We're going to be presenting it July 25th, 26th, and 27th, and August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's going to be a great outdoor opportunity. Bring your whole family. That's going to be a Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. It's unlike our normal productions of a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday matinees are a little tough outside under the sun, so we decided to adjust it a little bit. But it's going to be a great opportunity for the entire family to come out. Bring your lawn chairs. Bring the whole family. It's going to be affordable. A few bucks per family. We're going to have a great opportunity. We have a whole full cast out there dancing and singing. We're also going to be having auditions in early April. More information is going to be on our website soon. And we're going to encourage everybody to come out to audition. Our hope is to create a community ensemble, as we're calling it. And not just beyond our normal auditions, we're going to have people in the community, whether it's the community choir or Camp Daisy. Anybody who wants to be on stage will be able to have this opportunity to go on stage and sing and dance a little bit. You don't need much talent, just enough to carry a rhythm, which is more than I can do. But this is a great opportunity for Playhouse 22. And as you know, that we have 60 years of presenting art for the community, and now we're trying this new adventure outside. And we appreciate the working with the township on putting on Footloose.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a wonderful addition to the repertoire of things that we offer here in the township. And the fact that we have the setting already and the capacity to handle fairly large crowds here at the Community Arts Center. We'll also be looking to bring in food trucks and concessions so that we'll be able to provide food and an opportunity for people to really make a great evening out of the program and encourage families and people outside East Brunswick also to participate in what I think should be a great opportunity for everybody.
Mark your calendars because it's time for the 45th Annual Friends of the Library Book and Media Sale. Opening March 25th, 2019, the Book and Media Sale is the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Friends of the Library, and all proceeds directly benefit the East Brunswick Public Library. Browse thousands of items for all ages and all interests, all at a fantastic discount. Books, DVDs, audiobooks, CDs, and more. There is sure to be something for even the pickiest consumer. The sale is open during regular mall hours, beginning on Monday, March 25th, and will run through Sunday, March 31st at the Brunswick Square Mall in the JCPenney Court. There will be a special preview sale starting on Monday, March 25th from 8 to 9 a.m. for a $25 fee. The sale will open to the public at 10 a.m. So come on out and save big on all your book and media purchases while also supporting the East Brunswick Public Library. For more information, please visit www.ebpl.org or call 732-390-6950. Hope to see you at the sale.
Hello, I'm Karen Parry, Manager of Information Services here at the library and manager of the library's Just for the Health of It initiative. I'm joined here today by Dr. Michael Nissenblatt, medical oncologist. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you.
And he's here to talk about a very exciting and unique program that will be happening on Wednesday, April 10th from 7 to 8:30 called From Here to Eternity, How to Die of Old Age. What a unique title. Welcome, Doctor, and would you tell us a little bit about this very exciting program and how it will help our residents?
Aging is something that is on everybody's mind. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are thinking how long we are going to live. I like to promise my patients that they're all going to reach 100, and I wish that were true. But it's always on everybody's mind whether they have a cancer or don't have a cancer. So what is aging? Aging is a process, a natural process. Not an illness, not a disease, but it's a natural process in which a person who is fit and healthy transforms into a person who is unfit and unhealthy. And along the way of life, we accumulate those conditions that cause that. Things that you know and I know and our viewers know. Things like diabetes, heart disease, congestive heart failure, cancer that's so close to my heart. Things such as neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's disease. These are the things that people accumulate along the way. And they occur with aging. So what can we do about it is going to be the ultimate theme of this project that we're going to present. Aging is a major issue in the United States. If you think about what was the life expectancy in the late 1700s in this country, it was 35. We presume that some people died of gun wounds then, maybe a lot. But in 1900, the average age of expectancy was only 51 years. And in 1950, it finally hit 68, a little above what we now know to be Medicare, which took place 16 years later. By 1985, life expectancy was 74, and by 2000, 78. Right now, we're about 80 for men and 82 for women. The whole population is aging. In 1940, there were 7% of Americans were older than 65. In 1970, it was 13%. Do you know that now nearly 1 out of 5 Americans are older than 65? And so we can expect those conditions that they accumulate along the way to be hitting us. And it's hitting us in our health pocket, and it's hitting us and all the physicians in the care that we wish to provide to people. Well, one of the things we're going to talk about is, does everybody age? Do all animals age? That's an important question. We normally think if you have a pet, that a pet ages, dog years, 7 human years to 1 dog year. We all see our pets age, become less vigorous, become less active. Is that a finding of old age in a dog? Of course. What about other animals? Well, for example, large mammals are animals that are close to our heart. The elephant, the African elephant. Do you know the African elephant has an average age of 120 years of a life expectancy? The animal starts to reproduce at the age of 30, but does not stop reproducing until the age of 90, the age of Sarah in the Old Testament. Can you imagine? We've discovered that elephants have a particular gene, a unique gene that is in abundance that prevents cancer. Not a single elephant has had cancer. Humans have the same gene. And in us, that gene also prevents cancer if it's in the right amount. But if it's too much, it speeds up aging. We would like people to reach an older age, not to call them elderly, we want to call them welderly. People who are vivacious, people who are virile, people who are very active in their lives. The elephant tells us that they survive and reproduce beyond any other mammal in terms of their age. If you go somewhat west, that is west of South America, to an island owned by Ecuador, you will find on the island of Pinta, one of the islands of the Galapagos, of Darwin fame, that there was the famous Galapagos turtles, the tortoises. There are 3 species, or at least were 3 species. This was the last living species that existed, and that was Lonesome George. Lonesome George ultimately died just a few years ago at the age of 110. They studied his genes, and they found that he had a number of genes that were responsible for genomic instability, responsible for epigenetics, for nutrient transfer, telomerase, and senescence. And those are the same genes that are responsible for aging and also for preventing cancer. There's a very close correlation between cancer and aging, and we seek to learn more about this during our talk. We're going to talk about ways to overcome aging. What's one of the most common things that we hear about is dementia. Do you know that dementia can be combated not just by diet or supplements or medications that can have side effects, but we've now learned, Wendy Suzuki, who's a neuroscientist at NYU, has found that there is actually a way of creating proteins that regenerate the brain. Exercise, simple exercise. She has found that by exercising humans and animals, the muscles become an organ that secrete proteins. They emanate proteins that stimulate brain growth. And what part of the brain grows? The part of the brain that grows is the part that's responsible for memory. A protein called double cortin and brain-derived neural factors grow rapidly with simple exercise. I realize that many people can't exercise because of their heart, because of other problems that they might have had with their orthopedics. But everybody can do more than they're doing. I just saw a person yesterday who had major surgery on her hip, could not do lower limb activities, but they're doing exercises with their trunk, with their upper limbs. When they all can do more than we think we can do. Yes, we can diet. Yes, there are certain nutritional and vitamin supplements that might be valuable, and we're going to talk about those. And yes, we can do exercises. That's a very important activity. We can combat and reverse the senescent effects of aging and retain youth into our older ages and become ourselves among the elderly. This is an organization for education, to rejuvenate our brains, to bring knowledge to our community. Join me, join Mrs. Perry, and join all the other people who are going to enjoy this experience.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And I encourage all of our residents to come out. That's Wednesday, April 10th from 7 to 8:30 for this wonderful program being sponsored by the Cancer Support Community Central New Jersey and Regional Cancer Care Associates Central Jersey Division. Thank you, Doctor, and we look forward to April 10th.